Go.
Thank you all for a wonderful round of applause there. I truly appreciate it. Obviously, when you work hard in campaigns, you have speeches in the back of your mind as to what you're going to say and how you want to do it, and yet you never quite prepare to come forward with the speech that is required tonight. First of all, I have to say the thank yous. And I fear that I will miss someone who's worked so hard for us, but I just have to start from the top of our campaign organization and kind of go through it chronologically to say thanks to Jim Holden, who's our campaign manager, and Chris Connor and Ashley, who have worked so hard for us, to Jennifer Gilson, to Abby, to JT and Cody and Dustin, to the folks who joined us more recently, like Haley, Cam Savage, the great work of Jason Miller and John McLaughlin. Most importantly, I want to say thanks to our 5 field directors, Cheryl Johnson, Diane Hubbard, Laura Miller, Cindy Lamar, and Susie Barnhart. They, especially, those 5 ladies I just mentioned, have been all over this state and logged thousands and thousands of miles. And in coming to this conclusion tonight, to this campaign that began 634 days ago, I have to tell you, it has been an experience.
You are listening to Richard
I will
Mourdock now
never,
give his
ever
concession
forget.
speech at the Republican election headquarters at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Earlier today,
We are rejoining ABC
the
News.
Overwhelming memory of this experience, regardless what would happen, win or lose. And I told him that without question, the thing that has given me the most satisfaction and indeed the most inspiration is having spoken to so many Hoosiers over the last 6 months that I talked to for only a moment, and I hear a different accent in their voice. They are not the people who were born, as most of us were, in the United States of America. They were born in other places around the world. And they came to this country, and they expressed their love of country in a way that exceeds what most of us do who are natural-born Americans. And what I kept hearing in their voices over the last few weeks and months has been their concern that this country might in fact be slipping back into the kind of government and governing that they work so hard to leave. And as I stand here tonight and as I contemplate all that's happening, especially with the Senate races across the United States, I fear a bit and share even more their concern. I've said many times over the last few months, this race wasn't so much about Richard Mourdock versus Joe Donnelly or even Republican versus Democrat, but about the direction of our nation as a whole. Tonight, my own disappointment aside, my concern for this nation grows greater. That's not meant as a slap at Mr. Donnelly. I wish him well. Certainly I congratulate him. But I worry when Hoosiers who look at the state level to see a state they are so proud of because it's lived within its means and it's made hard decisions, and yet they've opted now to be supportive of that group in Washington that wants to constantly kick the can down the road, add to our debt, weaken us in vital policies that would yet make the world a more dangerous place, and somehow I think go against those basic strong traditions of Hoosiers, which is to say, we are compassionate people. We look out for one another. We care about the next generation as much as we do our own. This race comes to a conclusion tonight. I leave this podium, again, wishing Congressman Donnelly well in his new task, wishing the very best for all Hoosiers, and with great pride in that team that worked so hard for us over these past 634 days. I've tried not to use the personal pronoun I standing here, but forgive me, I will for a moment. Because as I will look back on this night, over the weeks, the months, the years ahead, I will look back knowing that I was attacked for standing for my principles. Thank you. I will look back knowing I was attacked for standing on my principles, for coming into this public process with the idea that you ought to put forward something to offer the public so that they can make a clear choice. To all of you who are Republicans of long standing, I hope you appreciate that I always tried to stand for conservative values. For those of you who came to this process, and God bless you, especially from the Tea Party, who had never been involved before, I hope you know that I stood and stand for the rule of law and the Constitution of the United States. And last but not least, though I was attacked for it as well, make no mistake, I stand that all life is precious in the eyes of God. Thank you all very much. God bless you. And let us continue to move this party forward. As Governor Daniels has so often said, we are the party of purpose that will stand for the rule of law, the Constitution, and yes, for life itself. Thank you all very much.